Hello everyone and welcome back to Steel Division 2. Today we're going to take a look at another opening move tutorial. This time it will be the Queen's Gamble. And why the Queen Gamble? Because we're gambling everything in A phase. This is the deck. I think I've talked about this deck before. I've definitely shown a couple of videos where I win with this deck. And honestly guys, so far I think I've got only one defeat with this deck and this opening move. So it is a good, and by defeat I don't mean I mean I've won against good players, not bad players. So this is a very good deck and strategy to use if you can do it correctly. So let's look at it. The gamble here is to play in Vanguard. So you got all your cards in A mostly. You got two recons here. The Sisaba, because it's cheap and it's fast. You got the VK9. It's fast as well, and it's not that cheap, but it's powerful. And these are used like a meat grinder. You know, they're there to get hit by the enemy, to do some work. You know, while the bigger stuff arrives, and to give your infantry some cover while they advance. And this is where you put mostly all of your infantry in A phase. So you got the typical cheap, fast stuff here that we've talked in previous video with this vehicle here that goes at 90 km an hour. So the idea is to get a lot of cheap stuff in A phase. Like these machine guns here, you got 8 of them at 20 bucks. Panzerschreck at 20. Even the airplanes in A phase is pretty cheap. You got 60 bucks airplane, and so yeah, and you got all your tanks in A phase. You got all your support weapon in A phase. So whatever you need, you'll have it. That doesn't mean you'll use all of this. I mean, you don't have enough. You probably, I didn't calculate, but you probably don't have enough points to spend on all of that. But if you need something in particular to do the job that needs to be done in A phase, then you'll have it. You got your heavy, your medium, you got your medium long range with the Stug. You got your medium close range with the T-34. You got ample machine guns. You got support weapons. I mean, you name it, it's there. And then B phase, you have your reinforcement. So you do have cheap infantry coming in fast. You got good infantry. You and there as well. You got CQC infantry. Then you got really good anti-tank and cheap as well tanks. So the heads are here, and you got more in terms of airplanes and bombers. So these are really to push what you already conquered and to hold the line. And then in C phase, you got more anti-tank and more cheap infantry. And this is just really like your last resort because you don't want to get to C phase. So how do you work the Queen's Gamble? Well, I'm going to show you in a mock-up battle again. No, that's a big... Okay, so Aroshaji will use this guy against... well, players don't usually play Vanguard, so let's take this. All right. So we're gonna fight against the 15th Infantry, but then again, it's just a mock-up. I just want to show you the basis of my opening move here, called the Queen's Gamble, and we're gonna gamble. Oh yeah, that map, huh? Well, that's gonna be nice. We're gonna like, first of all, you need to plan your attack. So most opening moves always start the same way. You look at the map, you plan your main thrust, and the flanks is usually lightly defended. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take 2 troops like that. Plus 1 machine. No, don't even need a machine gun. So we're gonna get these guys, and then again, if you click unload here, your troops will take this road, and then we'll risk dying around here. So move fast here, and then tab unload here. So this should be good just for now. We are going to get a machine gun here to secure the flank, because sometimes the enemy will position itself here and they'll capture this flag. So it's important to have troops on every flag. And here comes the importance again to have cheap troops here in the tower. Cheap troops make the world go round, guys. So don't cheap out on them. Here, machine gun here. Machine gun here. We'll get an anti-tank, just in case, you know. There you go. And this should be enough. Maybe two cheap troops. And why is that? Is because the enemies often will push here, or like you might want to push. Actually, yeah, we could be a little bit aggressive because we are playing Vanguard. So let's be a little bit aggressive here. We're gonna put, but either position would have been great. This, if we had unloaded here, it would have meant a bigger defensive position. But now we're gonna try to be a little bit aggressive. Either way works, okay? And that's one thing, you gotta be diversified in your strategy. So even if it's an opening move that has specific rules, you can deviate from it to better accommodate you as a player and how you play. So our main attack will be here. Our goal is to capture this town before the enemy can react. So how are we going to do that? We're going to take our recon units here. We're going to put them on attack fast here. And why not in the middle of the road is because I don't want them to get shot by long range unit. So here is good. They can do a lot of damage here. We're going to take fast moving tanks considering the map we are in, and we'll move them with the recons here. If this would have been a more open map, I would have maybe taken a Stug and put it long distance, but the way it's going to work is if we succeed here, then we'll bring some Stug and maybe have them here. Anyway, so really the point of this now is to capture as much ground as possible and throw everything in from the get-go. We'll have some cheap machine guns to cover the rear. There you go. We'll have good machine guns. To cover where it's important, like this. This is a zone that's going to be important to have good weapons. And this a bit less here, a bit less. Just because I'm going to have my main attack here. I don't think I really need a bazooka, but let's put one here. No, we're not gonna put one here because the enemy, a human player, would be here by then. Let's not use the Panzerschreck. Plus the 15th Infantry got slow moving tanks. Alright, so we're gonna move some SOS troops around here. SOS troops are a little bit less effective in this settings, I find. They do better in forest areas, so, you know, like, probably I should have put all my SOS troops in either this forest or this one. But I just want to get some ground, some quick ground around here. We're gonna gamble here. We're gonna gamble into these houses. Like this. Let's bring a support tank here as well with the other. Anti-tank around here to support the machine guns. And now we don't have much stuff available. We could take a off map. So yeah, I hate off maps, but in this strategy, it could be very good to use it around here, and then you keep pushing. So we are going to do what I hate the most, and we're going to use a off map. Probably against the AI, that's going to be a bit useless, but we'll see how it goes. So there you go. We're putting everything in here. This is going to be a huge gamble, and as our reinforcement comes, so wherever you choose to attack with the Queen's Gamble is wherever you put your gamble, basically, you'll want all your reinforcement here. You want to push, 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 and never stop pushing to eventually we'll have these. So let's see how it goes. We're going to advance time here a little bit. Alright, so we're gonna put the off map here. And this is gonna basically stop enemy reinforcement from, this is gonna damage them a little bit. And we're gonna be able to push with our CQC infantry here. So far so good here. We're gonna keep pushing. We're even going to advance this guy here. We're gonna put more recon, and we're just gonna keep pumping infantry around here. We're actually gonna wait our tanks. Alright, this is a bit of a disaster here. You shouldn't forget about your flanks either, but we kind of did this time. Alright, unis 2 are dead by the small pack. Now we can start pushing and use everything you've got to push. Keep... Well, no, we do have machine guns, so we don't need to go deep defense here. Oh, this is not going well. So we're gonna at least move one infantry here with a recon. And the idea is to just keep pumping troops over and over and over. Oops. Unload. Well, that went bad. All right. So far, so good. All right, lots of tanks around here. Now you see we've kept our off map for emergencies, and there is an emergency around here. We're gonna use our bomber as well. This guy's just gonna have to hold out. Now there's no need to push any further than capturing this flag here. Actually, let's go here. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause this for a second because I brought a bomber without fighter cover, and that's a bad thing to do, but sometimes stress gets the better of you. So when you buy a bomber, just always get fighter cover that goes with it. So this was a good idea here. Now you see what we've done. We've gambled everything here. It worked. We overwhelmed the enemy. We're gonna keep overwhelming him. He does have powerful tanks here, so we're gonna try to reduce these with whatever weapons we have. We could have brought some Panzerschrecks around here, and we do have more powerful tanks that could destroy these ones. So now our off map is being used, first of all, to suppress the enemy, to better give us the advantage here, and then it's going to be used to kind of cover other parts, you know, that you're struggling with. Because what's important right now is to keep the pressure on and to try to capture other flag as well. So this is all captured here. We can kind of relax a little bit here. And now what we're going to do is try to push somewhere else where... Now the enemy is sending reinforcement here. He's going to be weakened here. And that's going to allow us to push here. But then when he sees we're pushing here, he's going to have to bring reinforcement here, or he's going to lose ground. So he's kind of going to have to let go of your main attack. So that's the plan anyway. Let's keep going. We are going to bring a Stug. They're slow to arrive. Oh, this is not going to fare well. Alright, and we're going to come back. Oh, bring the fighter. Okay, so this is dead. We're going to advance these troops here. We're going to try to sandwich this Churchill. Alright, we didn't even need the off map here. We're gonna try to kill this guy from the side. Oh, nice penetration. That's pretty dangerous what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's pump some troops into here. We're gonna try to use our AT from the infantry. There we go. Ah, come on. The ATs are pretty weak right now. Whatever, we did our best here. 59, and then you just kind of want to keep applying this pressure everywhere. We're definitely going to need some support here, so don't neglect your flanks either. And then maybe bring the big cat, because we're definitely going to need help for these guys. Maybe advance a little bit, because this guy is just shredding us down now. Try to keep your advantage at all costs. You want to maybe use the last off map to cut off reinforcement if the enemy has any. So, here's our machine guns are coming here. Ouch. Unload already? Okay. Unfortunately, these don't have HE grenades, but this one has. But anyway. So we're still having our flag here, not for long though. And yeah, so basically that's what you should be doing. Just keep putting pressure, keep reinforcing a little bit. It's a bit of the same from the other strategy, except here you're really pushing into one area here. And you're kind of hoping for the best. So it's a pretty bold move. Alright, one dead. And try to never let go of the pressure. Like I already said, this is the goal here. And this is why we got tons of infantry. And eventually, by doing that, you should win. Alright, time to bring some anti-air. Especially with the Tiger coming. Oof, ouch. There you go. If you keep moving your infantry, eventually you're gonna find some cool stuff to destroy. This is pretty well covered now. Maybe another anti-tank could do good. There's no need to go too much further, but still. And there you go. Now you're in phase C. All you need to do is kind of hold the line. We're gonna take a anti-tank and a infantry support here. So basically, this is your phase A push, and it's just really a big gamble because the enemy could be pushing hard here. He could have been pushing hard here. So try to evaluate where your enemy will best push, and then put your attack there. This should be good to counter his push because you're on Vanguard, and he's gonna have difficulty to to resist all of that. We've got tons of stuff. We got answers to everything he could have had on the field, like. And now in phase B, like how many times you just gotta hold 9 minutes. So now with phase B, you've got tons of cheap troops here, CQC. You've got more Hungarian rifle squad. You got pioneers, CQC again. You got leaders. We didn't use leaders actually in this battle, but you do have leaders if you need them. Usually you'd want them for your main push. And this is just how you. It's kind of overwhelming for the enemy, and this is what you need to do. And now he'll struggle real hard to keep, and try to always bombard his reinforcement. Unload just a little bit in front.
Auf wen haben Sie es abgesehen? Kehren zurück zum Fliegerhaus. Zu Befehl. Volles Schwarze! Wahrer Gefechtsgeschwindigkeit. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
And there you go. And now you got all of this coming. You could even be bold and oopsie, there's artillery coming here. You could be pretty bold and try to move everything here and try to apply pressure to other sides as well. So most often what you'll find here is an overwhelming response from the enemy player. not the AI, of course, but the enemy player will do everything he can to try to dislodge you from there. He could try to attack from the side here as well. So what you want to do at that point in phase B is, you know, put pressure somewhere else. Try to advance on the flank. By now, his flanks is probably going to be pretty weak.
Keményen szorongatlak minket. A hintója elülállt, uram. Die haben wir niedergemäht. Jawohl, Kommandant. Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt. Két fajta pilóta van. A vadász és
Bring in more bombers, more powerful stuff. And let's just, you know, the Queen's Gamble is always gambling your troops away in order to overwhelm the enemy.
abgesessen. Absitzen, sofort. Der Motor überhitzt. Und ich ebenso.
What I like to do is take the big bombers there,
Verstanden. Wir wurden
and
Die Gruppe erwartet
oops,
Ihre
there's nothing there. Let's go here instead,
Überprüft Waffen
and you
und
know, shoot the bombers. Use your bombers
Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit.
to great effect as much as you can. Look at these guys. These guys have arrived on the field.
Geschwindigkeit. Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit.
Oh wow, that's powerful.
Ich hau ab.
Wow, really?
Ruhe. Herhören.
We'll leave one guy here to capture the flag. So now, as you do this, you're...
Ich höre.
Ouch.
Vorwärts, aber seid wachsam.
Your enemy's gonna have a lot to think. He's gonna be disoriented. He's not gonna be able to recapture these area, most likely.
Feindgesichtet. Ziel auffassen. Höre Sie klar und deutlich.
Now he's gonna have to put reinforcement around here.
Jawohl, Hauptmann.
This could die.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Vettem, parancsnok. Verstanden.
Morfiumra van szükségünk.
Lukendicht, wir greifen an. Wachsam.
And yeah, this is how you win with the Queen's Gamble opening. And while you might think it's not gonna work against human players because the AI sucks, and you'd have a point, it absolutely works. It is pretty wonderful what it can do.
Fajta pilóta van. A vadász és a préda.
And yeah, so hopefully, if you use this tactic, and remember, this is for intermediate players. I think newer players, if you try that, it's not gonna go well. But if you're an intermediate player, I think you should be able to work wonders with that. So I'll just give you a last look at the deck I've used for that. If you want to copy it, go ahead. And yeah, lots of infantry in A phase. You want an overwhelming amount of stuff in A phase because you need to have a counter to everything. So say the enemy's got lots of airplanes. Well, you have a pretty powerful AA. You got two more. They're double vetted, so these are pretty powerful as well. Plus, you got 3 BF 109. So the E4s are pretty weak, but surrounded with this AA, they can do wonders. So you deploy your AA first, then you deploy your BF 109s. You try to attract the enemy into your own AA net, and yeah, so the idea is to have a counter to everything in A phase, to have double vetted tanks as much as you can because you want these to survive, and just to push. So hopefully this might help a couple of you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you another time. Goodbye.